Well, not quite invisible, but I tried. Hey everyone, I'm Justin, and today we're going to be talking about the 2020 film, The Invisible Man. Alright, that's better. The Invisible Man is based on the classic novel by H.G. Wells of the same name. They had comic books come out of this, old school movies, but now, here we are with this one. So the brief setup in this iteration is we're introduced to our main character, Cecilia. She's just getting out of this terrible, abusive relationship with her ex-husband, Adrian. Adrian is a wealthy scientist, and he's more or less obsessed with the optics portion of it all. Fast forward a few weeks, and as revealed in all the trailers, we find out that Adrian's dead. So Cecilia is struggling to cope. She still has some PTSD from the relationship, but at this point, she starts seeing things. Imagining things, maybe? Until Cecilia makes full contact with this invisible force out to torture her for the rest of her life. The director of this film, Lee Whannell, he has a big history with horror films, with writing and producing, and he also directed 2018's Upgrade, which is a fantastic film. And it really showed us for that movie that you can do a lot and impress us with a low budget. Like I stated previously, at the center of this film is our main character, Cecilia, played by Elizabeth Moss. And she has a huge history in film and television. She was in the 2019 Jordan Peele film, Us. She was really good in that. Didn't get much of a role, but in this, she's fantastic. This girl just goes through so many emotional stages in this film, and people don't really understand how bad abusive relationships can work. They can be physical, they can be emotional, and you can have PTSD from stuff like this, and she depicts that so well in this film. She's a broken woman. Just when you think she's starting to get her shit together, she starts seeing this invisible force and trying to tell people that, and trying to tell people that Adrian's still alive, and now just people think she's crazy. There's a few people in Cecilia's life who are trying to help her through this rough patch. We have her sister, who's introduced earlier on in the film, and then we also have her childhood friend James, who's a detective. I like their characters, and they're definitely necessary, and they basically represent just a glimmer of hope that Cecilia's life could possibly be normal again. Alright, so let's just talk about what we came here for. The actual Invisible Man himself. Tony Stark used his genius level intellect and money to make and perfect the Iron Man suit. Bruce Wayne used his genius level intellect and money to make and perfect all of the Batman gadgets and his Batsuit and all the other vehicles. And now, Adrian Griffin used his genius level intellect and money to find a way to become invisible. What I really loved about this movie is the effects they did. It's the Invisible Man, so it doesn't take a lot. Obviously, you can see someone with my budget can do it earlier. The way they depict it, though, is everything, because they kind of do it Paranormal Activity style, where they show camera pans, it goes left and right, something's not there. And then when it comes back, you think something's going to jump out, but it doesn't necessarily jump out. You have to really pay attention because it might be something subtle, or it could be something blatantly obvious. There's no drastic camera cuts. There's no fake out jump scares. Even the jump scares that are in there totally work for the environment they're in. And you think just because it's a reboot of a classic horror movie that it's just going to be like him torturing her the whole time, and then eventually something's going to happen at the end. But no, he actually sabotages every single aspect of Cecilia's life in one way or another to make her go even crazier. I really hope this guy keeps making films like this, because this was hands down the best movie I've seen this year, which isn't saying too much. We've had some decent and good movies, but nothing like way impressive like this. Now, why couldn't they have this for the introduction to the Dark Universe? If you guys aren't familiar, they tried to reboot the old monster movie universe and call it the Dark Universe. They tried to do it with Dracula Untold and the Mummy reboot with Tom Cruise, and it just failed miserably. The suspense in this movie was insane. I had so many different possibilities running through my brain, like what's going to happen next? Is there going to be something, or is she just going to find nothing when she heard the noise in the house and she's looking around in the middle of the night? Bridging off the whole suspense thing, the music in this film just made all these scenes that much more tense and unsettling. It was done by a guy named Benjamin Wallfish. If you guys haven't heard that name before, he did music for 2017's It remake, Lights Out, Annabelle Creation. So this guy is no stranger to horror film scores. I can't stress this enough, guys. Go out and see this, because I wasn't really too convinced by the trailers. I thought it was just going to be some B science horror movie, and I got a lot out of it. I mean, I wasn't expecting the whole psychological aspect. The modernization of this whole Invisible Man story that H.G. Wells made years and years and years ago totally fit and was believable. Horror, suspense, the tech stuff was subtle but utilized in a great way to fit this film. Real world issues like PTSD and abusive relationships, just how 2019's Joker dealt with mental illness and made it that much more impactful of a film. It's exactly what they did here. There's no post credits at the end of this movie, there's no trailers, there's no clips, there's no setup of a team of 10 different monsters, so don't go into it expecting that. I'm happy to say that this movie is damn near perfect. The only small little minor gripe I had with it is there was a few moments of predictability in this for me. Birds of Prey was pretty good, Sonic was good, and now this? Keep it coming with the good movies. The Invisible Man gets a 9.5 out of 10.